Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, it's a great season of life right now. I mean, it's summer, the sun is shining, the sky is blue, the birds are singing. But 6 months to a year ago, it felt a lot different. There was all this talk that dark days were ahead of us, times were going to be tough, and we heard words like reset, market crash, collapse, 2023 recession. 6 months to a year ago, everyone and their mothers was talking about this 2023 recession that was going to be catastrophic, something that we had never seen before. And here we are, June 2023, and where is this recession? You tell it, Augustine, and I'll take care of it. Oh, wait. It never happened. All these economic doomsday stories that people were saying for 6 to 12 months never happened. Everyone was just fibbing about this 2023 recession because here we are, 6 months into 2023, in no reset, no collapse, no crash, no 2023 recession. We were all just played as fools, pawns, in someone else's quest for personal gain. And I think there are many lessons to be learned from this fib that everybody was telling us. So in this video, I want to share 5 lessons or 5 takeaways from this 2023 recession that never happened. So let's begin. Lesson 1. The internet manipulates human weaknesses. When you really understand how the internet functions, you understand that it focuses so much on our weaknesses as human beings. I mean, on the internet, you see more negative stuff than positive stuff, like market crashes or resets or recessions. And why is that? Well, it's very simple when you understand human behavior. Now, I want you to first think about positive human responses, like building trust, or feeling good, or learning something beneficial. Getting those responses isn't quick, but it takes time to grow. On a graph, it would look like this, a gradual increase. However, now think about negative human responses, like getting startled, or scared, or angry, or anxious. Whenever you have these emotions, you tend to respond a lot quicker. And on a graph, it would look like this, an exponential increase. And so we have these 2 different types of responses. And because the algorithms, and just generally everybody, wants instant results, it targets the short-term negative responses because they're easy to measure and manipulate. Regarding the 2023 recession that never happened, the reason that we heard so much about it is because it's a topic that makes people startled and scared and angry and anxious. And these emotions get a much bigger reaction. And because the algorithm recognizes that reaction, it rewards creators for making videos about it. So we see an abundance of content and viewers get consumed by it. There was so much talk about this 2023 recession that never happened, not because it had any factual basis, but because it played on our negative emotions. It got more attention because it made us startled, scared, anxious, and angry. There's a saying in news that goes, if it bleeds, it leads. Just because so many people are talking about something doesn't make it true. So be careful about these doomsday trends because what makes a trend is when it plays off these negative human emotions. Lesson 2. Everyone is full of shit. Alright, so now that I just gave you that crash course about how the internet is evil and it's trying to manipulate us for profit, what's the big takeaway from that? Well, I think it's everyone is full of shit. I'm full of shit, you're full of shit, we're all full of shit. And I'm not saying this in a bad way because there's a very logical explanation why everyone is full of shit. You see, in this world, you need to make money. And how do you make money? Well, first, you have to learn to be an expert in something, like a teacher, or a mayor, or an office worker. And then you get in your field. But you quickly understand that you do not know what you're doing. And so you just pretend you know what you're doing, aka being full of shit. And this is called making a living. You gotta make a living in this world, and in order to make a living, you gotta be a little bit full of shit. It's the truth. It's just how the world works. And when there was all of this talk about this 2023 recession that never happened, there were all these people that called themselves experts and told us they could predict the future, and we believed that they were experts because they wore nice clothes, they talked eloquently, and they held their hands in this formation. Because they were experts, we believed that somehow they could see into the future and know what was going to happen. And because we believed them, we started to worry and started to panic because we thought a recession was right around the corner. And 6 to 12 months ago, there were so many of these people being interviewed on news stations, wrote articles, or made videos saying that they knew the future. That there was going to be a recession and this is what you should do. But these experts were just like the rest of us, full of shit, just trying to make a living. And hats off to them finding creative ways to make a living. But the moral of this story is never take experts' advice too seriously, because no one can predict the future. No one really even knows what they're doing. Everyone, including myself and including yourself, is just full of shit trying to make a living. Lesson 3. The majority doesn't know what they're talking about. Alright, so let's just keep rolling with this. Human beings are very interesting because we like to have a sense of belonging. We like to feel a part of something bigger than ourselves. So we end up doing, saying, and believing the exact same things. And this is what happens. You hear something from someone. You tell someone else what you've heard. That person tells 5 other people. Those 5 people tell 5 other people, and so on, which creates the majority opinion. We all just want to be a part of something bigger than ourselves, so we all end up parroting the exact same thing because we all just heard it from someone else. There's a quote that goes, "If everyone is thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking." Most of the time, the majority is wrong, and based on that model I just showed you, it's because everybody ends up telling everybody what everybody else told them. And regarding this 2023 recession that never happened, everybody started to hear this juicy gossip about this 2023 recession, the reset, and they wanted to feel a part of it. So everyone just started to talk about it. And the internet and the news went wild. And you saw so many things about this recession that was going to be worse than the 2008 recession. And basically, everybody was talking about the recession because everybody was talking about the recession. It was the majority opinion. However, the majority opinion is wrong most of the time because the majority ain't thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, and the moral of this lesson is just because everyone is saying the exact same thing doesn't make it true. So always question the majority. Lesson 4. Don't wait to prepare financially for a recession. Now, although there was an abundance of people talking about this recession, how it's going to be so bad, as a follow-up, everybody was giving the exact same advice. Have 6 to 12 months of an emergency fund. Don't panic and take out your stocks, and live below your means. Very practical advice. However, the problem is you shouldn't wait until there's a fear of a recession to start preparing. If there's a threat of a recession in the near future, it's too late to do anything anyways. It's like trying to put your house on stilts for a hurricane when the governor is telling everyone to evacuate. Honey, let's go to Home Depot before this hurricane comes in so we can put our house on stilts. No, if you live in a place with hurricanes, you expect that one day there will eventually be a hurricane and you prepare for it when it's calm. And this is the same thing with money. You have to expect that eventually there will be hard economic times, and when things are calm, you prepare for it and you do things like build an emergency fund, choose the right investments, and live below your means. You do these things long before there's talk of hard economic times because these things take a long time to do. And when everybody was talking about this 2023 recession, how to prepare for it, it didn't matter because it was too late to do anything. You have to take a long time to build an emergency fund and choose the right investments and live below your means. And the people that hurt the most during these recessions are the people that wait until there's a threat of a recession to prepare financially. And the moral of this lesson is don't wait to prepare financially when there's talk of recession and do it long before when things are calm. Lesson 5. Worrying is a complete waste of time. I am sure there were so many people that were consuming so much recession content and they started to worry so much about all these bad things that were going to happen that they lost sleep and got incredibly anxious. However, if you look around 6 months into 2023, the stock market has gained about 12%. Unemployment is very low, and COVID supply chain worries seem to be dying down. I am no economic expert, but it doesn't seem like the end is near, knock on wood, but it seems like things are actually getting better. So all that worrying that we did about this 2023 recession that still hasn't happened was a complete waste of time. And even if it did happen, it still would have been a waste of time because worrying would have made it any better. My mom once told me, when you worry, you suffer twice, before it happens and after it happens. The day I'm recording this, June 10th, Saturday, Augustine working hard on a Saturday so you can get your weekly dose of Augustine. There is no recession. All that talk was just nonsense, a complete waste of time. However, people are going to continue telling these economic doomsday stories, and maybe they'll happen. Maybe they won't. I don't know, but I do know that worrying isn't gonna help anything. And the moral of this video is just to relax, be calm, and prepare financially when things are calm, because at the end of the day, that is all you can do. And with that, muchas gracias. Que tengan un buen día. Video 122. Somebody in the comments told me they want me to keep saying the video numbers, so I'll keep saying them. Nos vemos, chicos.